Hello, I'm back. Penny here. Oh, outside with the dogs. He's about to get me dirty. Oh, look at this nasty. Okay, good. He's about to put that nasty ball on me. Penny here wearing the BLNR. Why not? With some thoughts about Rolex's new releases. Okay, guys. I don't see any problem with it. Honestly, we have higher aspirations for this brand than it has for itself, right? Part of what we like, this is why we're not in charge of Rolex marketing, because part of what we like about the brand is that your old watches are not outdated. Usually there are some cases where they undercut them a little bit, but they make incremental changes, and I think everybody who is into the brand and benefits from your watches still being relevant appreciates that they're incremental changes. About this watch specifically, I will say that now that it's going to come on the Oyster, there was already a lot of slack or flack for it being on a Jubilee. Men don't like the shiny. I do. I love it like this. Some guys do, right? Like the Jubilee on this. But now you're going to have an Oyster. Now you're going to have an Oyster Pepsi. What do I think about that? It's no big deal. Okay, great. We'll take it. It just sort of feeds the frenzy to kind of keep them separate. Like, oh, that one's only on an Oyster, that one's only on a Jubilee. It makes them more modular, and I'm okay with that as a current owner. Does it mean that the BLNR on a Jubilee is less desirable? It was already kind of less desirable than the Oyster one. So now with two of them, the two options, what does that mean for this? I don't care. This watch is fun. This watch is beautiful. And it really works for me and my lifestyle. So there you go. The other big change that wasn't is the Explorer 2 line. Rolex guys, jokes, guys. That is hilarious to me. That is absolutely, positively hilarious. Same damn watch. No ceramic bezel, no green hand. I mean, couldn't we even just got a little green on there? That would have been fine. Exactly the same with the green hand. People would have lost it for that. But no green hand for you. No green hand for you, puppy. Yeah, look at, he's got this nasty ass ball on my, you can see that? Nasty, filthy dirt that he just got on me. So yeah, guys, I don't care. I thought that was hilarious. But I wanted to talk about, and then what else was there? Okay, let's just go through it. I'm not going to micro analyze the micro changes. Some new Daytonas, great. They look beautiful, honestly. They are going up market with the gold, more gold options. And obviously the two-tone Explorer 1, that looks kind of like a smooth bezel Datejust, or the Tudor Black Bays have the smooth bezel, like the smaller 36 millimeter line, and they got a smooth bezel. I don't know if they also have a two-tone, but that's what it reminded me of, was like a smooth bezel Black Bay or a Datejust without the date. So I don't know, that was a funky choice to put the Explorer on a two-tone. But they do go backwards, guys. You can never say again that Rolex doesn't go backwards. They went backwards with this and offering it on an Oyster again. They went backwards to the 36 millimeter size. There are instances when they do that. Maybe it's incremental backward steps, just like it's incremental forward steps. But yeah, I think that, whatever. It's kind of uneventful. Tudor was a hot mess. I'm sorry, but nothing on the Tudor line stood out to me. That gold Black Bay, was it a Black Bay 58 with the gold and the green? And then they also did an open case back on that. Like, no, Tudor, I don't understand it. Tudor is definitely proliferating their lines a little bit too much, too fast, I think. And that will probably hurt its desirability overall. People like scarcity. Let's just be honest. You like that Rolex is the way it is. You like that they're the abusive partner in this relationship. And, it sets the whole industry on a fire, on a buzz. It sets the whole industry abuzz, right? So, but I don't want to talk about that necessarily, the Rolex releases. I want to talk about what's happening with Rolex ADs, guys. We've seen this discussion already about smaller ADs closing. Not even smaller ADs. Major cities are losing, ADs are losing their status. And we also have seen, this push potentially to Rolex having boutique only kind of experiences. And certainly they're if you go to the Rolex forums or if you look at videos online, you're going to see a lot of discussion about this. Even recently, Chris at Watches and Giggles, had a nice video discussing some of these related topics. I just want to say that I can validate that. I don't want to say too much, but it's not so much that the ADs that I work with are closing, but they are feeling the heat, they are feeling the pressure. And I had a conversation with one of my ADs yesterday, not about the new releases, actually, about some kind of business and personal stuff that was, he thought I would be able to help with. And I think I was, and I am in the process of helping them, do some things. But guys, what I want to talk about is just, we know that Rolex doesn't really give two hoots about its customers, or at least pleasing its customers. They're just going to do what they do. But the thing that bothers me, that doesn't bother me. As a consumer, you always have choice, whatever. You don't like how a company treats you or doesn't listen to your feedback, then don't be their customer. But what I don't like is the mom and pop stores that I've been reading about that are closing. They've been in the business for 50, 60 years. Rolex just snatching their status. They they have helped the brand become what it is in these smaller markets and even in major cities by, for a long time, being a tried and true retailer for the brand. So the brand just, shutting people down, taking their status away, just like that, guys, is really problematic to me as a person who really supports local businesses. That's kind of our thing. We buy local if we can. We love to support our local economy. It's really, really important. And I don't like this trend that I'm seeing with Rolex. My favorite brand, I've said before, I'm a Rolex lover, but I do not love that they are treating their ADs this way. And the ADs are doing what they're doing too, and people don't have a lot of love for the ADs. But not all ADs are dirty, guys. I've been saying this. You can build good relationships. There are some straight up retailers, and Rolex just coming in saying, no, sorry, not good enough. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. Goodbye. They have some pretty strict rules that I'm learning about, and I really don't like that. I don't like what it means to families, to local economies, to the small business scene. And so we really got to think about that. That's what I want to think about on this Rolex drop day, not Jubilee versus Oyster, or a two-tone Explorer, or a no-changing Explorer 2. I think we got to take a step back and continue to take a step back and look at the company, the brand, and how it deals with these other businesses that they've been in business with for, in some cases, more than half a century, so that's what I'm thinking about today, folks. Do I want any of the new watches? Not really. I mean, I still want a green sub, I might pursue that somehow. I don't know. I'm on a time out, so it doesn't really matter. And then I also have wanted, Daytona. Why not? Of course, but I don't know how to get one. Maybe if I keep doing favors for my AD, it'll work out. But I'm really not about that life. I'm doing the favors for them because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to kind of help out with whatever they're dealing with. And then I guess I kind of like the Oyster Pepsi because I've wanted a vintage Pepsi, and now with the updated bracelet on an Oyster, if you can get one, to me the Oyster Pepsi is sort of the watch to get out of that release. Obviously, those Daytonas are gorgeous and amazing, but I have such mixed feelings about the brand right now, and I'm going through some stuff, guys, because getting a little taste of AP, none of these brands are their businesses. They're not flawless, but you treat people poorly. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It doesn't matter to me that they don't listen to their consumers. That's not really treating you poorly, but it's how they're not treating legacy ADs well that bothers me. Anyway, that's all I got for today. My dogs are destroying the bushes, so I gotta go. Happy Rolex release day, or Watches and Wonders is bigger than Rolex, so there's a lot of other brands and a lot of other releases out there. I didn't spend enough time this morning looking into them, but I am going to check out those other releases and see what's up. What do you like about what's released today, Rolex or non-Rolex? And what do you think about this topic of the smaller, not even the smaller 80s, just long-term 80s in big cities even? Boom, gone. What's up with that, guys? Peace.